Greetings and welcome to practical number 2 on subject fluid mechanics. This practical we are going to discuss the stability of the floating object, the content of this experiment, aim and objectives, specifications, relevant theory, then procedure of experiment, then actual performance of experiment, then observations and sample calculations, followed by conclusions. And finally, the importance of this experiment, practical point of view, what is the practical relevance of this particular experiment. So these are the content. As far as aim and objective is concerned, the main aim of this particular experiment is to determine the metacentric height of a ship model for various external forces. Now the apparatus used, that is a model of ship of weight 8.482 kg. Then the tank containing water in which the ship floats, and the jockey weight. The jockey is used to give the angular displacement to the ship, and the weight of the jockey is considered as a 0.5 kg. So these are the two basic equipments required to perform this experiment. As far as theory is concerned, metacenter is a very important property of a floating object, and it is nothing but a point about which a body starts oscillating when it gives a small angular displacement. Now, if the body undergoes angular displacement, suppose this is angular displacement towards right if it is given, or the angular displacement in clockwise direction it is given, then the point of intersection of vertical line and passing through new center of buoyancy, that is B dash, and the axis of the body, that point of intersection is called as a metacenter. The distance between G and M is called as metacentric height. Now, metacenter plays very important role as far as the stability of the floating body is concerned, because based on the position of M, the stability decides. So, for example, if this is a floating object body, if the certain angular displacement is given, and if the intersection point is above G, then the body remains in stable state of equilibrium, because the body produces a restoring couple. So that acts opposite to the direction of acting couple. So the acting couple, if it is in the clockwise direction, the restoring couple develops by the body that rotates the body in anti-clockwise direction, and it brings the body to its stable state of equilibrium. So that happens when the body, when point M, that is the metacenter, lie above G. When the metacenter lie below G, that is this, and if we take a moment about M, then body as well as, suppose the acting couple in clockwise direction. So the reacting couple that body develops, that is also in clockwise directions. Means if the small angular displacement is given to the body, so the body develops couple which further increase its angular displacement, and it overturn the body, and it takes the body to the unstable state of equilibrium. So the couple developed by the body, that is called as a overturning couple. That's why it is not desirable, or we can say it is unstable state of equilibrium. And if both G and M coincides, then the body is in neutral state of equilibrium. So the three states of equilibrium mainly depends on the position of metacenter. That means if the metacenter lies above M, above G, then body is in stable state of equilibrium. If metacenter lies below G, then the body is in unstable state of equilibrium. Or if M coincides G, then the body is in neutral state of equilibrium. That is the idealistic situation, neutral state of equilibrium. Means there is no couple formation takes place. It remains at that position. So every ship, it is necessary to determine the position of metacenter, and consequently the metacentric height, because larger the distance, more it sustain the external forces, especially in high tide conditions. So the determination of metacentric height is the important design step. It may be in the analytical method First, the determination of metacenter is investigated analytically, and later on, after construction of the ship, then it is investigated experimentally as well. So this is a relevant theory of this metacenter and metacentric height. So the most important step while deciding the stability of equilibrium is the determination of metacentric. Now we'll see the experimental method, because analytical method is covered in the theory. Now we'll discuss the experimental method. There are two approaches of determination of metacentric height, that is experimental method and analytical method. Analytical method is generally used or applied during the design stage, and experimental method is applicable only after construction of ship. So that means for the validation of the analytical value. Now in this method, a known weight, so this is experimental method. This is a ship model. Here we consider the position G. The center of buoyancy, B is the center of buoyancy, which is generally the center of immersed portion of the ship, and G is the center of gravity of the entire body. So where the weight acts, that is W. So W1 is the weight of the jockey, which transfers in the longitudinal directions. So along this perpendicular direction, this weight moves. And the purpose of this weight, that is, we call it a jockey weight, that is to give the angular displacement. Now, in the displaced position, if we see, means if we shift this W1 towards right, the body rotates in clockwise direction. So this is a position of jockey, that is W1, that weight is at here. Now in this method, a known weight W1 is shifted by a distance Z across the axis of tilt. The change in moment due to this shift is W1 into Z, that is the change in moment. Let angle of tilt be theta. This angle of tilt may be measured experimentally by using a plumb bob or a protractor. Any one method can be used. In our case, we are using protractor because that comparatively accurate method. It directly gives the angle. The plumb method, we have to measure the length and we have to calculate the angle. But in this particular method, we can directly get the angle with the help of protractor. The change in moment, so the W into Z. So if you take moment about this axis, so this component of W is so this component and this component. So this component is cos theta, cos theta, cos theta get cancelled. So we straightway consider that is W1 into Z1. And that is equal to W into, so if the moment acts here, that is W into G dash. So this is a perpendicular distance. This is a triangle. And instead of this G dash, we can write GM tan theta, because if we consider this right angle triangle, tan theta is equal to G dash upon GM. So G dash, that is equal to GM tan theta. So instead of G dash, G1, we can put GM tan theta. So this moment, that is the applied moment, that is equal to resulting moment. So acting and reacting moment. So if we take moment, taking moment about axis, we have W into Z, that is equal to W1 into Z, that is equal to W, this distance, that is equal to G1. But instead of G1, we can put GM tan theta. So that is GM bar tan theta, which is directional quantity. So that is GM bar, that is equal to, if we rearrange, because we have to estimate the value of metacentric height, GM bar, that is equal to W1 Z divided by W sine theta. So this is the expression of metacentric height. Now, if we see, means this particular method is only applicable for stable body, when the body is in stable state of equilibrium. So how we can realize the body is in stable state of equilibrium? So if you see, the slight angular displacement is given in this side, the body develops couple which rotates in opposite side. Suppose if you see, the angular displacement is given in anti-clockwise direction and body develops couple, that's why it rotates in clockwise direction. So That means this body, this particular ship is already a stable state of equilibrium. Now, because this method is only applicable if m lies above g, that means when the body is in stable state of equilibrium. Now, the concern is only the magnitude of gm, because that plays also very important role that we will see. Now, this is the experimental method. Now, this we have to calculate. So in order to calculate this, we must know these values. That is weight of the jockey. W1 in our case is the weight of the jockey. W we are considering is the entire weight of the ship, considering the weight of the jockey as well. Z is the distance traveled by the jockey, and tan theta is the angle made by the ship along the vertical axis. So all these measurements experimentally we can take and calculate GM. So the same procedure of this experiment. Now this is a ship model with known weight. Is floated in still water. So the water tank is blue water tank is used in this case. A known weight W1, that is jockey, we already seen in previous slides, is moved across a deck. So this is a deck and the slots are provided for the position of jockey. So the jockey, we take a moment by placing a jockey at different slots or at different distances, you can say. And whatever the angle made by this ship, so that we can directly measure with the help of this protractor. So this is an angle calibration plate or calibration scale. So this particular pendulum, it makes angle. So that angle we can directly get tan theta. We can calculate we can obtain the value of tan theta. So theta we known to us, jockey weight known to us, and W. So all these values known to us. So now we can see the experiment. So with the help of this, we can calculate GM bar. So W1, Z is this distance. So this is one side Z, we can say Z1, Z2. We can consider that is LHS and LHS side and RHS, LHS and RHS. So Z values we can consider. W1 is the jockey weight that already we know. W is the total weight of the ship model, including the jockey weight, and theta is the angle that we can measure with the help of protractor. Now the procedure, first of all, we have to find out the weight of the ship model. Outside the water, we have to measure the weight of the ship model. Then adjust the screw. This screw is adjusted so that the reading, it shows the 0. Then place the ship model in water and with movable weight W1 at any position. Now move the weight W1 across the deck through a certain distance Z1. It will result in tilting of the ship model. So the ship model tilts. For that, measure that tilt position, measure Z, because W1, W already known to us. Note down the angle tilt theta. Note down the more readings of either by varying W1 and keeping the distance Z constant. So that is one method. So you can use multiple weights. So varying weight, that W1 now, in this case, we have considered as 0.5 kg. Now you can varying that weight, that 0.5 kg, 1 kg, 1.5 kg, like that, by keeping the same distance and calculate the metacentric for different weights. Or the second method, in that case, keeping the same W1, that is constant, and varying the distance. Now we are adopting the second approach, where we are considering the same weight W1 and we are changing this distance of Z1. So we have almost 4 slots here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 at different distances. So we can measure the moment, or we can calculate the GM on either side, and then we can take an average of all. So this is the procedure of the experiment. Now we'll perform the experiment. Now this is the ship model, which floats. It is already in stable state of equilibrium. So it floats on this particular tank. The weight of the ship known to us. This is the angle scale. This is the scale for Z. So the Z is measured along this deck. angle is measured along this radial angle scale. Now, even if you give the slight angular displacement to restore the body, so the body is already in stable state of equilibrium. Now, our aim is to measure the metacentric height. Now, these are the various slots provided. You can see it is from 0 to almost the slots are provided at 30, then around 50 and 70. We can place the weight like this. Suppose it's 60. If you weight it, this shows the angle, and this angle we measure. So this is on the left hand side. So it shows the angle. So these are the slots provided for placing the jockey weight. This is a jockey weight. It's already in our case. Similarly, we can place it here also, and we can measure this angle on both sides, and the average of 2 is taken because sometimes due to non-uniformity of the weight on this, there are some error comes. So that's why this term, because of this error. So this weight we are already consider that is a 0.5 kg weight jockey we are considering. And we use the same weight and we are varying the distance Z. Now this is the, now we place this particular weight here. I can say that the distance is around 110 and measurement. So the measurement is around 50. So this we can record the readings, that is for 110 it is 30, but weight is more. This is on one side. Already we know the weight of the ship, weight of the jockey known to us, only measuring the angle and measuring Z. These are the measurements from this. This measurement we take either side. So for one particular distance, that is Z1 this side and Z1 this side. So this side also we can take, but if we take 110, so you have to take 110 on that side also. So this way we can take a measurement for varying distances for either side. That is, this is right hand side and this is left hand side, and measuring this angle. So that is angle made by this pendulum. This is axis of the ship, and this angle we can measure. So for example, here it is 20 degree. So this is in degree. So these measurements we can put in observation table. This is observation table. So already weight of the ship model known to us, that is 8.4, that is converted into Newton. Then weight of the jockey, 0.5 kg, that is converted into Newton because weight is taken Newton. Now this is observation table, the 4 readings, because there are 4 slots, that's why 4 readings taken. So displacement of jockey and LHS side, that we consider as x1. So as per the slots, so slots are 30, 60, 80, and 110. So this displacement of jockey on LHS side and displacement of jockey on RHS side, both displacements are same. Now we measure, so after measuring the angle at respective distances, so these are the angle, for example, at 30 mm from left side toward the center. So the ship tilts at angle 4 degree. So that angle increases as the distance from center increases. So obviously the moment increases. So this is the angle on LHS side, that is angle of heel we can call, or angle of tilt. So similarly, we can measure the angle of heel or angle of tilt on RHS side for the same distances. So almost there is a slight variation between these two. And that variation is because of some abnormality or some additional weight on either side. So that's why we have taken, because in actual case, these are the external waves and there is a possibility of external waves on both sides. So that's why the average of θ1 and θ2 is taken. Actually, there is no need to average of x1 and x2 because x1 is equal to x2 every cases. So this is distance. Only θ1s are different. So we take average of θ1 and θ2, that is theta. So that here it is 4, here it is 9, then 11, and this is 16.5. So these are the angle of tilt or heel. These are the angle values. Now, as per the definition of, or as per the expression of metacentric height, it is given by W1 Z upon W plus W1 into tan theta. So W1 value already known to us, that is weight of jockey. Then W, that is weight of empty ship, plus W1 is the weight of jockey we add here. And tan theta, we can take tan of this angle theta. So all the quantities known to us, we can calculate the metacentric height, that is in mm. So almost more or less metacentric height is same. So average of this we consider. So this is the average value of metacentric height, that is 22.185 mm. That is the metacentric height. Now, this is our aim to determine the metacentric height of the ship model for, in this case, for varying position. The same experiment you can perform for varying weight. So instead of varying x1, so x1 in that case remains constant, and you can, this is x1 is replaced by w1 only. So w1 in both cases is same. So we can measure w1, and only w1 is varying in this particular equation. So z is constant, like in this equation w1 is constant. For first approach, that is by varying load and for a particular z distance, then we can only w1 is variable. So accordingly, we can calculate the metacentric. So both approaches are correct. Any one approach we can adopt. So this is about the experiment. So at the end of this experiment, the conclusions of the experiment is that the metacentric height of ship model is determined using experimental method. Angular displacement to ship is given by moving the jockey along the deck through a certain distance. So in order to displace the ship, the jockey is used, and it is moving along a deck on either side, on right hand side as well as on left hand side, and the average is taken in that case. So the average calculated metacentric height of this ship model is 22.13. And generally the metacentric height can further be increased. So by adding the weight at the bottom of the ship, now more experiments we can perform. So even this value we can enhance by putting the weight at the bottom, or there is a provision of addition of weight here also. So by adding the weight at the ballast means we are lowering the G. So ultimately it increases the value of GM, that is distance between G and M. So this is another approach. So this approach is because larger the GM value, more safe is the, or more stable is the ship. So that's why this further you can enhance this particular experimentation by adding the weight at the bottom. So these are the conclusions made from this experiment. As far as practical relevance of this experiment is concerned, this method is generally adopted after construction of ship to validate the design or analytical method of determination of metacentric height. So initially at the time of design, the metacentric height is obtained based on the dimensions, and that is actually theoretical value. So the theoretical value is validated. This is practically used in most of the shipping manufacturing companies that we already saw in the first slide when the ship is that push in the seawater to perform that experimental method. So this is practically used for investigating the stability of the ship, or to determine already ship is stable, but just to validate whether whatever the metacentric height is obtained theoretically, whether it is correct or not. Larger the value of metacentric height, larger will be the restoring couple developed by the ship, and that will help in rough seas. So especially this is a rough sea when under rough sea condition. So most of the cases, because the free body above the liquid surface is very less. So in that case, under this condition, the body remains stable if the GM value is large. So you can see there is the oscillatory movement about the hill, we can say. These are the two possible oscillations in the ship. And under these circumstances, the ship becomes stable if the value of metacentric height is high. And even under these conditions, we can increase the GM value by putting the weight at the bottom of the ship, that is called as a ballast. So most of the practically also we can varying the metacentric height by putting more weight at the bottom. So that makes the ship more stable there, because that will increase the distance between G and that's it from this particular experiment. I hope this will help you to design a ship, as well as when you enter in some marine industries. Definitely this knowledge will be helpful for designing of ship or estimating the metacentric height of the ship. Thank you very much.